Hello and welcome to AirgunWeb.com, your home for honest, real-world airgun reviews and information where we bring you the facts, not fluff. It's been a while since we've looked at an Evanix product, so when the folks over at Pyramid Air asked me if I'd like to review the Evanix Rainstorm II, I quickly jumped at the chance. Now there are a lot of neat things about this rifle, so let's go ahead and get started. Evanix always seems to surprise me with their PCP airguns. I expect them to feel heavy and bulky, but somehow they manage to create a lightweight, nicely proportioned and balanced airgun. The Rainstorm II has an ambidextrous hardwood stock with an adjustable butt plate. It feels very well designed and pulls nicely to the shoulder. The rifle has a decent sized reservoir, fillable to 200 bar, that provides enough capacity for 22 decently powerful shots. There's a pressure gauge located in the form of the rifle, so you can keep track of your remaining pressure. The rifle is operated by cycling the side lever, which cocks the rifle and inserts the next pellet into the breech. The 11-shot magazine is spring-loaded and rotates the next pellet into place each time the bolt is cycled. The whole action is very smooth and reliable. There are no open sights on the Rainstorm II, so you're going to need a good optic right out of the gate. Now I requested the 2.5 to 10 by 44 varmint side focus half mil dot scope from Hawk for this rifle. The optics are really clear, and once zeroed, it stays zeroed. The half mil dot reticle may be a little busy and the lines a little too thick for some users, but neither of those issues hampered my ability to see the target and put lead right where I wanted it. For the price, it's a great option. The Evanix ships with a shrouded barrel, but it reminds me of the old "Where's the beef" commercials. Where are the baffles? Because the rifle still tops out at 112.6 dB, way too loud for backyard shooting. Lastly, the trigger of the Evanix was not what I expected from a nearly $650 airgun. It broke at around 4 pounds 7 ounces on average and had a bit of a rough spot in the pull that I had to get past each time I pulled the trigger. The Evanix has a manual safety located on the right-hand side of the rifle. The Evanix is a PCP airgun that needs to be charged to 200 bar before use. Now we've covered that many times in the past, so we're going to go ahead and skip it. Here's the rest of what you need to do to get the Evanix ready to shoot. The first thing we need to make sure is that our rifle is on safe. Next, we need to remove the magazine and load it. To do that, we'll pull back on the bolt. Make sure that this stays all the way back or you won't be able to get the magazine out. Go ahead and take out the magazine and close the bolt. To load our magazine, we're going to take our pellet and put it in the hole just to the left of the main hole. Now it won't drop right in, you'll need to use some sort of probe. Now after you get that in, you're going to rotate it counterclockwise till you have the next open slot. Go ahead and continue this process until the magazine is full. Once you have a full magazine, you can go ahead and reinstall that into the rifle. To do this, we'll pull back on our lever, making sure that the bolt's not in the way. Push it in, close the bolt, and we're basically ready to go. Now because this is so loud, I'm going to go ahead and put on ear protection at this point. Okay, when you're ready to fire, you go ahead and aim the gun at your target. Release the safety, squeeze the trigger. To fire again, cycle the bolt, squeeze the trigger, cycle the bolt, and squeeze the trigger. When you're done, always make sure to put your rifle back on safe. The Evanix is a very enjoyable rifle to shoot. Like other PCPs, there's little to no recoil, so getting repeatable, respectable accuracy comes down to finding the right pellet and good trigger control. The Evanix was very consistent when both of those criteria were met. Let's talk a little bit about performance and accuracy. The Evanix Rainstorm didn't really have a power curve where velocity seems to level off before dropping. Each shot was simply slower than the one before it. Because of this, I took a little bit of a different approach to the performance and accuracy testing. I took 3 different pellets and fired 10-shot groups at 25 yards. Then I took the best pellet and fired a 10-shot group at around 55 yards. I really wanted to show how the constant drop in pellet velocity would change the point of impact and also show how the different pellet weight would affect accuracy. The first group was shot with the H&N Field Target Trophy pellet at 14.66 grain. They averaged 1,096.2 feet per second with an extreme spread of 70.9 feet per second across the full 11 shots out of the magazine. The next shot group was with the JSB 15.9 grain pellets, which averaged 1,093.4 feet per second and had an extreme spread of 67.2 feet per second across the 11 shots out of the magazine. The last group was with 21.3 grain Barracuda match pellets. Now they averaged 982.2 feet per second and had an extreme spread of 57.7 feet per second. They generated 45.64 foot-pounds at the muzzle, and they were our most accurate pellet. The last group I shot may have been a little bit ambitious given the crosswinds that we had during shooting, but it's definitely going to give you an idea of how the rifle performs at that range and in those conditions. Now I bet had things been a bit calmer, we would have seen better results. Let's go ahead and take a look at our final summary. The Evanix Rainstorm II is a very interesting rifle. It certainly generates a lot of power and pretty darn accurate up close even in the wind. And I bet in the right conditions, you'd see some really good accuracy downrange as well. I do wonder why it's so loud, even with the shrouded barrel, and boy, I wish the trigger was a bit more refined too. On the good side of things, the action is incredibly smooth, and it's cycled reliably during all of my testing. It's very well balanced and relatively lightweight compared to other PCPs. The price is competitive. At around $650, the Evanix Rainstorm II certainly has something to offer small game hunters out there. I'd like to take a moment and thank the folks at Hawk for sending us their varmint side focus scope for this review. And of course, the folks over at Pyramid Air too, for sponsoring our channel and this review. When you're looking for your next airgun or looking to fill your next airgun supply order, please visit www.pyramidair.com or give them a call at 888-262-4867. And please be sure to let them know that you learned about them right here at AirgunWeb. When you're looking for honest, real-world airgun reviews, think AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. I'm Rick Utzer with AirgunWeb.com. Thanks again for watching.